The farm is working much better since I switched it back to oak.
I mean, switch right back to oak. The tree farm.
Yeah, I switched it from the Acadia to oak.
Yeah, it seems to be.
You know, and renamed a drone to Alias
Yeah.
Drone 1.
Yeah,
He's
I
the
did
drone
not
that
come-
collects everything.
Yeah, I'm like a servant. In this case, I have no free will.
Wow.
What? It's true.
We should save that for another episode.
Say what? The no free will thing?
Uh-huh. Why is Scrooge McDuck now? We have
There's
two
a book
Scrooge,
on the ground.
There's two Scrooge McDucks.
I don't know. Look at the ground.
Two Stormbringer. We have noticed that you hate Duck and decided not to save it. So we have given him back to you all from the kidnappers. Okay. Is there any way that we can send that back?
I don't think there was a turn address. Did you see a turn address? The second page was like a turn address or anything?
Let me see. Let me try that again. Second page. No. No return address.
Okay. Well, that stinks. Well, I guess we're here. I guess I could just house them in the animal farm.
I guess it makes up for Lucas, the bee who's no longer here, that spontaneously combusted. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, the bee just caught fire and just kept taking damage until it died. At the end, though, we put it out of its misery once it got low enough. But anyway.
Yeah, and then he got a good shield out of it.
Did we? Oh, yeah, I guess we got a good shield out of it. Where is the shield? I don't know what happened to my shield.
Oh, here's the shield.
There it is.
Oh, here's one of the shields we got off
Shield
one of the
Rebuke
bees.
Epic. 80% damage reflection.
I can take that off here. Here.
No, it's good. I'm good. All right, so you want to start the episode?
Yes, welcome back to the Brace Teppy Show. We now have got enough money from you fans to get the today's Teppy Show sign.
Yes, thank you for your donations.
Yeah. This is episode 21.
I think total to date, we've got a grand total of 0. And with that, we purchased that new fancy sign.
Yes. So let's see here. We have the wanted posters.
More from our rating that we got that sign than anything else. Your Viking heritage.
Yes. I also got this really nice scarf. What do you think?
What is the scarf? It's
know.
green. I can tell you that.
It applies an extra level of fortune to mining blocks. And also, I burnt my hand, as you can see, right there. On the bright side,
Your
I
hand
catch moths on
does
fire.
look like it's lava. Yes.
Yeah, I burnt my hand while I was in the nether. And now I can set mobs on fire.
So what are we playing?
Enigmatica 6 Expedition.
Expedition. And we're on
It said 21.
episode
21. It said that.
21.
Hey.
All right. What do we got?
Yosemite Sam, 5 mil clay for murder. I mean, he is at least canon.
I have no idea who that is. Okay.
Yosemite Sam.
That
Okay, whatever. Mario and Luigi, 2 billion.
Wow.
Straight from Bowser.
So that takes the top. Before that, the top was Seraph.
Seraph, yes.
So now Mario and Luigi.
No, Mario and Luigi.
Mario.
Not Mario.
Excuse me.
Sounds like Mary. Luigi.
Oh, right. Because I constantly pronounce things correctly. All right. Still missing reward.
It hasn't changed much. Let's see here. Hunting season for killer chests that want to kill you.
That's
I ran out of
That's
space.
a lot of killing.
I know, right?
You ran out of space. Yeah. Who's typing these up since Lucas is no longer with us?
A duck right there.
The duck.
Scrooge
Scrooge McDuck is typing these. Okay.
Yeah, the
I
old
think
duck.
I think the audience learned that who's really typing these signs.
No, not me. Let's see. Newsflash. Pillagers on the move, going southbound towards what? What?
Oh, he's left a little bit of a mystery there. Hashtag happy days.
Yes. And by the way,
And
I
your-
typed these up fast.
Your
before the
little
episode start.
wow, your little dude has moved behind the counter and you have another head on the counter.
Yeah, because Tempeus hit me and killed me.
No,
Thanks,
no.
Yeah, you did. Come here. I want to smack you and catch you on fire.
If anything, it was an accident.
Yeah. Also, by the way.
Remember, cleavers are not something to play with.
Yeah. Also, we have a new guest host.
And I got an egg. Who's the new guest host?
Jeff 2. That guy right there, that handsome person right there next to
Where
Scrooge
to
McDuck.
put the egg? I'm just gonna put the egg there. I'm sure somebody will find it.
See right over here? See? That's Jeff 2. The handsome person right there with the sword and shield.
Jeff too.
Yeah, see that guy right there.
You've
the guy
named
with the cat ears.
you've named yourself Jeff too.
No. Name that. Stand right there, Jeff 2.
Okay. All right. I'm not going to dignify that with a response.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I'm speechless.
There has been so much. I guess we'll start with the Village Marketplace. There has been.
How about the dates since they're over here?
Well, let's start with the Village Marketplace because we're going to end with making that ancient sapling.
Right.
So the Village Marketplace has expanded.
Yeah, I tried to make it look a little nicer.
We were looking for, what was it, Unbreaking books for the tree farm. We were looking for capturing because it was trying
and
to
looting.
do some
You got
stuff with the silk moss. We wanted looting.
We have looting 7 now, guys.
Improve, when we have to harvest stuff that we're getting, good returns on it. So there's just way too many ones to walk up to and do. So Braylist had put in the trading post, and I couldn't find any trader nearby because I guess you're in it, so I can't get into it.
What? Here, break it and then place it.
No, it was fine. It's just only one person can be in it at a time.
Oh.
So now, as the trading post, it shows all of them within range. So you can make it easier for us to pick stuff that we're looking for. And we continue anytime lightning strikes, Braylist hears it. So sometimes, if you've noticed, we've increased the number of iron golems. We're not creating those.
No, we're not.
We're actually, sometimes the lightning strikes and it's an iron golem, and we bring them here because they like to protect the villagers.
But we do have 2 regular iron golems, only because at some of the villages I've hired librarians from, there's no villagers there for the guards and iron golems to protect, so I graciously hired them.
He's hired them all. Anyway.
Definitely not put them here against their will.
Let's not get into how dark that just easily could become. Since we're here, I guess we should talk about the Mage Bloom.
You missed the spot.
I know we missed a couple because I didn't have enough rich soil, so this was compost. So we need to come in and till it. But as with moving up into,
it's tilt now.
Did it all go to you? I didn't get any.
What? I didn't get any either.
No, I'm being serious.
Yeah, I got some. I got a lot of seeds.
Yeah,
though.
so you got seeds and a bunch of other stuff. It was needed for blazing crystals, and we'll get into that in a second. It's all with the power upgrades. Should also point out, I don't know whether anybody else knows, or I'm sure people do. We're able to get up to close to 100% nutrition, not because we have a food, but because we can combine foods.
Yes.
In the culinary station.
Do you hear something burning there for a second?
Yes, we're gonna get to that one in a minute too.
Aww. All right.
So I don't know if anybody's not using the culinary station. I would recommend it. You put bread in, the items that you want. In this case, like for ours, for the sandwich, it's Epic Oreos, cherries, quick pork chop, and cabbage sandwich. But it allows us. It doesn't give you a uniqueness, so we still have to work unique items in. But it does give us, allow us to get up to 100%, which then increases the effects, bonuses that we get. So I don't know whether we've been doing that for a while now, and I don't know whether we pointed that out.
Why is there a wolf bee here?
That's Jenna Bell's protection detail.
Yeah.
When she leaves the confines of the base, she takes Wolfie with her. The other thing you may notice when we run around here, everything is running much, much faster. We got away from the water wheels finally. I'm gonna go underneath here. Just didn't want to dig into it.
No. You can go through here. Come back.
I'm already down here now.
How'd you get back there?
So we just did an external heater from Immersive Engineering onto an empty furnace.
Which then runs
somewhere
forever.
You should have a redstone signal.
Yeah, behind the wall here.
because it won't turn on if it's an empty furnace.
See?
Okay, so he has the thing there, and it's turning the flywheel.
Yeah, and also if you come over here, I also used a rotational speed controller to get more bang for our buck with this, because we were, yeah, hold on. Tempius needs to put this helmet on.
I'm gonna put a helmet on.
Yeah,
Don't laugh
so
at
you
me.
can see.
Helmet looks, makes me look.
Actually, didn't look that bad. Okay, now look at the stress meter. As you can see, it's kind of high with
Which
the
one am I
2000.
looking at? The top one or the bottom one?
Top one.
Top one.
It should say 2,000 something.
It says 4,000.
4,000?
4,464. Moderate. Now it's saying
Yeah, 'cause
292.
Because now we can change it. If you come back here, come back over where I'm standing, and hover over the speed rotational thing on the kind of right there.
Uh-huh.
On the top, does it say 27?
Well, your shield's in the way. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, you can increase it or decrease it depending on it.
Okay.
It was set on 20, but I just wanted to demonstrate it. Because
All
I
right.
think it's pretty
So
fast
you're
right now.
basically saying that we have 16,000 stress units available from
Yes.
hooking up the furnace and
Yeah, now
having the immersive heater on it.
yeah, and then
for the flywheel.
Mhm.
And this was 20 water wheels.
Oh no, it was more than that. It was more like 30. Water
So
wheels kept everything
it
here
has
running.
replaced all the water wheels with just one.
Yeah, everything here is connected. Everything is connected, and it's
So-
running so fast. It's ridiculous.
It's running much faster now.
And if
So
you look at
that
the
helps,
speed
especially
monitor-
when we're talking assembly, because as you can see, this is
If you look at the
much
bottom
faster.
one, right here, the speedometer, that's not even as fast as it can go. Which is ridiculous.
So we'll work on it. And if we want to separate it in the future, we have some options.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You have an opening right there.
everything, even in the crushing wheels, is moving much faster.
Yeah.
So
Makes
this
it
was
crazy.
big. We should have done it earlier. It really is a no-brainer for the amount of power that it uses. But
Yeah.
when we left off last episode, our real problem was this thing. So that's why it's all switched to switches now to turn everything on, because when we have everything on, we're using 1,120 FTE a tick. So I had to figure out a way to do that, because we just didn't have the energy for it. We drained the battery down in like no time. And even for the episode, I think we just pulled this out of the floor and it sat in a chest until we got some power upgrades. And so I first started by upgrading the Stirling generators to Fernator from Powah mod and that did 320 FTE a tick. So we did 4 of those. But then we're going to, put a huge challenge or drain on the tree farm, and we were having problems at the tree farm. I was going out to have to fix it all very often, because the acacia trees leaves would kind of intertwine, and the drone couldn't get to the wood. And even if I remove leaves, it just still wanted to do all the wood first before it would do the leaves. It was really challenging. So I'm like, well, maybe the answer is to switch it to oak. Once we did that, it is much more stable, and now the only thing I really have to worry about is replacing that axe every so often, because it is not truly unbreaking. It just is resistant and it'll last a while, but it's not forever. But we still couldn't, we can't really increase that faster. I mean, we could replace it with Create to see if we get a better tree farm. But I thought, on that, the better option would be to go solar. So we went with the solar panels from Powah, put them in. Now, when I hooked the solar panel up to the same battery, it really wasn't turning the generators off. So, I'm like, well, I could put some type of redstone on it. So how full it was would determine the comparator. How full it was would determine whether I turned things on, and how would I, the power cables I have available to me are very limited. I wanted to put the solar panels out there, but I didn't want to see a bunch of cables running from them to them. So I went ahead and pulled XNet in, which was, fairly cheap at this level, and XNet tends to be pretty fun. with a router. So I have the solar panels feeding into a battery that we upgraded to blazing. And as you can see, I guess we're in nighttime. Is that correct?
Yep.
So the battery that the solar panels feed is draining, and it's feeding its power into this one, which is where the generators are hooked up to. Now the generators will only turn on once they receive no signal. So there's a comparator on the battery that comes off that I think when it gets to 6 and it starts to count down, as the battery gets lower, it starts to turn on more of these generators, turning them on from left to right until it's low enough that it turns on the last generator. So this would have to get past halfway, I think, before it start turning generators on. But this was a way to help, only use charcoal when I absolutely needed to. So we'll continue to upgrade the solar panels and make this battery bigger so it gets us through the night faster or better. The ideal goal is make this so big that it lasts. So I'm getting filled, so I won't be able to do anything in here.
Hey, really?
Yeah, really, I won't.
All right.
And they don't go away very quickly either.
I'll stop.
No, it's fine. So the XNet thing is fun. I don't know whether I'm sure other people have used it. I just do one channel for the solars and then one channel for the battery that has the furnaces to, then feed the furnace battery to the battery that all the equipment goes off of. And then the last thing to do is, take from the charcoal drawer and feed to these furnators, these furnaces, these generators, whatever we want to call them. And that just comes, I left the old system in place for the drawer and the charcoal, so that whole system didn't need to be moved because I'm lazy. Yes.
Lazy. Dun, dun, dun.
So in order to get to the level that we have everything from blazing crystals, we added some frosty bees. So we have the frosty honeycombs. Right? Is it frosty? Right? Yeah.
Frosty honeycomb.
And that gives us the frosty ore. So we're up to 1,000 frosty ingots without really having to spend a lot of time in the Undergarden. We didn't change to the energizing orb in order to support the next level, which is the blazing crystals. It requires that it has 2 honeycombs. So I just added another pretty pipe, and anything you put in this chest will allow 2 of that. Well, basically anything in this chest will feed in up to 2, even if this one gives it 1. If it sees that there's 1 and a second one can be added, it will add it. This one will only check it to see if there's 1 of that, and if there's more than 1, it won't put anything in. So what I'm trying to say is if I split the cones from here, it would feed, this one will still only add 1, it won't add 2, because it's really looking at the energizing orb, not anything of the number it's allowed to put from this chest. It's only looking at the destination and says, does this have, I have a honeycomb in the chest, can this have a second honeycomb in there? So when this goes, you'll see that it goes out. So this one's feeding 1 of each, and this one's sending 1. Now it'll send a second, but since it sends it 1 at a time, the timing is right. But it's obviously safer just to put it in the same chest. But anyway, that was to automate the blazing crystals. And in order to do the blazing crystals, the piece that we're missing here is the blazing blood. We just used create to mix the stuff that we needed to mix together, which is the fiber. For the blaze fiber, it was the ditch bulb, the blazing blood, and the mage bloom fiber. We already showed you the mage bloom fiber farm we updated with rich soil. We're probably going to take that up a level because we don't really need the wheat anymore. But I'm sure others have done this.
And you guys call me a murderer and a kidnapper. Look what he's doing to his poor blazes.
we grabbed one of the blaze spawners. I put an agitator on it so it keeps it active at all times. I built a Ars Magica portal. So anything that spawns in here drops into the portal, which then drops it into this Tinker's construct to be melted. And then this feeds it into a giant dynamic tank, and the dynamic tank feeds the seared tank, and there is a net gain, so all is good with the world. Now I started getting a bunch of different fluids, and that was like, I didn't understand it. I had a floor underneath here, so I got rid of the floor and brought it down 3, and then I lit it up. Ever since I've done that, it's removed the extra. So I guess the portal plane does not keep things from spawning there. So things are spawning on the red X and getting teleported in here. And I was getting everything from spiders to, I think there's some emerald here. So I was getting zombie villagers. I don't know. It might be something to play with in the future. But when I was really after Blazing Blood, I'm not quite sure it was giving me the molten glass. When I'm really after Blazing Blood, I don't need the rest of it because I was having to go in here. And it wasn't that the fluids were becoming a problem, but the items getting stuck in the smeltery that couldn't melt. And then it would fill up, and it would be a challenge. So that's what we did there, and we'll leave that running because Blazing Blood has a lot of uses. The other thing that we did is as we built the village marketplace, we were talking about, working with the silk moth that we have here in this. These pop out every so often. And I thought, well, they don't produce very quickly. I will get a sword, as you can see on here, and put capturing on it. So then I have a chance to create a spawn egg. And it would obviously be very painful. But apparently, when I was playing with this, time in the bottle works on these silk moths nests. So I was able to produce them much faster. There's one. I don't want to hit the other bees in here. I was able to produce them much faster and eventually get a spawn egg. So I could actually use a spawner. I changed a spawner to spawn silk moths. So that might be something we play with in the future, depending on how our silk needs go. But just sitting there blocking all the bees in their bees nest and causing this silk nest to spawn with a heavy loot was enough to give us all the silk that we needed. I mean, I have 537 at least for the foreseeable future, but we will look at that again when we come to it. But the next step that we're going to need is, well, we're here. Why don't we do this one so we don't have to come back? It's time for the next level of backpack. So for the diamond backpack, it's the marine fabric, we reinforced alloy we've had for a while, the block of Enderium, and boom, we get to the next level of backpack. So that will help because it just seems I never have enough space in my backpack. But that'll do that. And then of course there's only one level I think left of backpack. But we'll look at that in a bit. We wanted to make the ancient tree, and the ancient tree because we want to start making sun metal since we have the natural altar. We want to start automating and producing sun metal, but if we do that, we start draining the aura in the area. So we need some way to replenish it. So before we did that, we are going to need to make an ancient sapling, which is palm trees, which came from Atom. More ember, whatever seeds from Atom, gold leaf. We already know that as dates. So we made a date farm. It was actually Bray that found out that the dates were on the palm trees.
Yeah, I went down to an oasis and checked it out.
Yeah, if they don't have dates on them, if you hit them with bone meal it can only be these 4 blocks directly off that can house dates. If you hit them with bone meal long enough, they'll eventually create dates, and then It's just a matter that they'll just continuously reproduce, so you can just harvest them off there. The other problem was that the trees started out like this tall. So trying to pick the fruit until we get a way to automate it was very problematic. So I kept messing around until I could find them a height, the kind of shortest I could get them to. Maybe they could go shorter than this. I don't know, but this is 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5, 6. But it's the perfect height where, you can easily get to the dates and harvest these off there. And it'll make it easier, I'm sure, if I have some way of either using a drone so I can, line them up all on the same plane for the drone to harvest this from, or what. But look for us automating this in the future. But for the time being, it gives us enough dates to keep us going for at least the needs that we have. Then we needed to do the veiled mushroom from Undergarden. That was easy enough, and the glitter kelp was easy enough. Just jump in the first pool of water you found. All this will need a serene. Is it a serene? Serene. Why am I getting sweet? I need a serene blossom. Do I not have a serene blossom? I do not have a serene blossom. Dun, dun, dun.
Bum, bum, bum.
And this episode is a long one. Let me do this. Get this ancient sapling, and we will call it an episode.
What?
A big recap. There is no serene blossom there. So we'll go over to our handy dandy marketplace, pull down the emeralds. Oop. And we have blossoms. The other thing we need to do is upgrade jetpacks. I've been looking at it. I know we can do it. I know we can get it up there. There's just so much that needs to be automated, and spend a lot of time with the power. Let's see. There we go. And we now have an ancient sapling to put down. Let's put it down there. Wow, he is big.
It was big.
That's a big tree.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess as this tree will replenish,
the leaves will
aura,
decay.
the leaves should change color. So
Leaves
you
should
can
decay
see
and
how
disappear.
well we behaved we have been in the area, because I don't see any leaves that have changed color.
Yeah, because we barely used it.
So we have been very good until we had the ancient sapling. So now that we have the ancient sapling, we will
Go
mess
to
with it.
town.
The first thing I want to
all
see
that.
is if I harvest this, will I get another? So I'm kind of curious on that, because I got one.
I think
more.
you will.
But if we let the leaves decay, would we still get a new one?
No, you don't think you will.
See, that's where I kind of wonder. Anyway, we'll test that. We'll let you know. This has really been a fun but laborious
What do you mean laborious?
mod so far. Like, just trying to get through it. If
It's a
there's
challenging.
there's kind of 3 of us working at it, so it makes it somewhat better. So I'm just not.
I'm pretty sure if someone tried to do this solo, it would not work out.
Well, they just automate better than us. They're just better automators out there than us, I'm sure. But we have a lot of fun with it. I mean, the tower and stuff's coming around. Kind of liking that. We just need to finish it.
Yeah.
But with that, we are way over time. Or we're about perfect on the 30-minute mark. So, where are you, Brayless?
I'm out by the bees because I'm building a bridge across.
Building a bridge across. Do you want to sign us out?
Oh, yeah. Well, guys, this is the Brayless and Tepia show signing off. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Oh, there you are. We'll come back next time, and yeah. Wait, what are we going to do next time?
Oh, we got things and stuff.
Yeah, we got things and stuff to do, guys.
We're trying to build to a birthing altar.
Yeah.
So
you can
I
get
don't know
a
whether that'll be the
infused
next
bee.
one that we show.
It's for a bee, and also, what's
Right.
that right there? Why is there a player head there?
I don't know. Whose is it?
It just says player head.
I don't know. I did not do that.
What are you saying? That kangaroo did it?
I don't know. I don't know. Kangaroos could be going crazy. All right, but anyway.
See ya.
Thanks for watching.